everything seems to be working good. We are now live. Hello, hello, and welcome. All right, so for today, I wanted to work on something new. I'm gonna be working on making these golden dragon horns, or they could be elf horns. It's just for cosplay. And I'm gonna show you how to make these golden horns here. I noticed that it's a bit dark coming from the side. I'm going to turn on that light, so just excuse me for 1 second. Not going anywhere, not disappearing. There we go. There we go. See, that looks better. All right. Alrighty. So how we're gonna get started. Oh, I'm trying to sit cross-legged in my chair, get more comfortable. How we're gonna get started with these is, like all metallics, I didn't start with just gold paint. It wouldn't be this solid. It would just be, metallics are very transparent, so it'd just be layer after layer after layer, and it would never turn out solid. So what I do is that I go in with more of a solid color, more matte. But yellow is very tricky because it's very transparent, so I have to do many layers of this before I even go on to the metallic. So this is what it looks like. I think I have 2 layers on here. This is obviously just raw plasti dip. And I think that's layer 1, maybe this is layer 2. 1 layer. And then I have these little horns to work on here. So I left this side blank so you could kind of see what it looks like from all the way from start to finish. Hey, it's Win. Hi, Win. How you doing? All right, I'm gonna pull forward my paint palette, and I'm gonna start off with primary yellow, but primary yellow is a little too bright for my liking, just as the base color. I mean, this is totally up to you. It might depend on what kind your character looks like. I like something that's a little darker and richer. I'm gonna use a bit of titanium white. And going to use a bit of burnt sienna. Just a little bit. Thank you, Win. Thank you. First off, Win, I'm glad you're doing good. And yeah, did take a mini break from social media, not long, just for a weekend. Went to Level Up Expo in Vegas, and that was, oh my gosh, so much fun. Such a great con. I think it's easily one of my favorite cons now. It's definitely at the top tier list. Just so much fun. It was really awesome. There's so much to do, so much to check out, so many experiences. All right, now that I have my color mixed up, I might want to add a little bit more burnt sienna. Hey, it's Nacho. Hi, Nacho. How you doing? Yeah, when you definitely should. You should definitely try to go to level up 1 year. It's oh my gosh, it's so much fun. I think you would have a great time. All right, so I got my paint, and then all I'm gonna do is just paint. And as you can see, the first layer here is still very transparent. I'm probably gonna do, I think I did, when I did the ones that I have there that are now fully metallic, I think I did 3 or 4 layers. Something like that of the yellow. Yeah, golden horns. And it's really cool with these horns. So I'm hoping to get these 2 sets done here today. Or at least I'll switch off like at least at the halfway point because I want to show how I do the oil wash on them. Yeah, no, those don't have an oil wash on them yet, but I want to show how I'm going to do that. I think it's going to be super, super cool. It'll make them look all like tarnished and kind of old. I think it'll really bring some dimension to them rather than being all bright and shiny. Even though bright and shiny is really impressive. All right, and then so now I have done with one side, and this is kind of like why I like to just do one side at a time because I don't want to touch any of the other sides. I like to let this dry, but then I'll bring forward, as this one's drying, I'll bring forward another set. And I try to keep like the amount of layers on all the sides the same. So since this is the one side with only one layer, I'm going to paint my second layer. They're gonna be golden, exactly, Nacho. They're gonna be golden. And there we go. Got that. Then I could come back to this one, but this one's still like drawing on this side. So I'm still gonna put this aside, and that's where I'll have these guys come in. Now you can kind of see how the assembly line process is actually a benefit. It's a benefit to do lots of horns all at once. There we go. And let that dry, and then I'll do one more side of this one. I think all these sides are 2 layers, so I could start on any side really with this one. Keeping track can sometimes be a bit tricky in trying to keep it all like even, but especially that I kind of took a break this weekend from doing any of these. You know, I kind of stepped away and I was like, wait a minute, where did I leave off? But I think I remember. At least two with these paints, if I do one extra layer on one side, it's not the end of the world. It really isn't. Alrighty, Nacho. See ya in a little bit. Hope you have a good day at work. Bye for now. Yeah, level up is a lot of fun when so much fun. I think you would very much enjoy it. Definitely like try to see if you could go one year because I think you would have a really fun time. It's giant enormous. Such a big con. So much to do, so much to see. It's huge. Hey, and it's Isaac. Hi, Isaac. How you doing? And then just mixing up more paint here. And I do tiny batches at a time because acrylic paint dries really fast, and I would hate to mix a ton of paint and then just have it dry on me and waste more paint. All right, let's see if this side's dry now. All right, so I did 4 sides, and this first layer here is already dry, so I can do my second layer. And we'll see how far I go. I would like to get these horns done and ready to oil wash, but I don't know if I'll necessarily get that done. I'm not sure if I'll get them done in time, but no matter what, by the halfway point, I will stop painting these and then I'll go to the oil wash for the other horns. We'll see. We'll see. sure I could airbrush these, but I like hand painting things. I like working with a brush. Also, too, I like seeing the brush strokes. Airbrush, you miss all those details, which gives a completely different look. There's no right or wrong. Just gives a different energy. I do miss airbrushing though. I should airbrush one day. I won't be able to do it in here. Not good enough ventilation. It's more of a outside thing. Vegan ice cream, nice, Isaac. That sounds good. What kind of vegan ice cream? What's the flavor of it? Oh, thank you, Win, for posting the Discord. Oh, and thank you, Win, too, for posting my website. Alright, since I did the second layer there, I'm going to do the third layer on this side. I heard my phone buzz. What's going on? Oh, okay. It's nothing. Here we go. See, even by that third layer, it's looking even more solid now. Yep, I have a little bit more than a month to get ready for fan fusion. And I have so much to do. Oh my gosh. Nice. Nice. Very good. It sounds good, Isaac. Your vegan ice cream sounds very good. I hope so too, When I'm gonna put it out there that you will one year. You'll be able to go. Any plans for PFF? I'm still undecided and not sure, but I know for a fact I'll probably bring Jinx because I always bring Jinx and I like cosplaying her a lot. But I think I'll also bring Shirako. He was a lot of fun to cosplay at Level Up, and so I think it'll be fun to bring him back for fan fusion. So that's the only two as of like right now that I'm pretty confirmed for. but I'm not sure exactly which days necessarily. Yeah. You should go do some more cons, Isaac. You should. They're fun. See if one's happening near you. I bet you there is. And what about you, Win? Do you have any what's your cause plans for fan fusion? I think you told me though, but now I don't remember, so I'm pretty sure you did. Hey, it's Mr. Hangman. Hi, Mr. Hangman. How you doing? I'm just making some golden cosplay horns right now. And I'm really happy with how they're turning out so far. It's a good little project to work on right as I come back from taking a mini break from social media and because I was at a expo. Nice, Mr. Hangman. That's awesome. Glad you're doing good. And hey, that's super exciting that you just finished a book. That's great. Is it the book that you were working on last time? Because I remember last time you said you were working on a story. There we go. Just another side done. Let's see this side. So this third layer I think is pretty solid. Um, let's do another layer on this one. I think this will be its fourth. Let's move this aside. Hey, you never know, Isaac. You never know. All those like voice actors and personalities, they travel around all the times. So I bet one day you'll see your opportunity. I understand, Mr. Hangman. Hey, sometimes that's what happens. You gotta working on a long project and just put it on pause for a minute, but then it always feels good to come back to it. So you got another book finished? That's cool. Very, very cool. you're working on a board game. Mr. Hangman, what kind of board game are you working on? That sounds like fun. That sounds awesome, Isaac. That would be awesome. Ooh, okay. That sounds very intriguing, Mr. Hangman. I like that idea of a Mad Max board game. I could totally see that. That post-apocalyptic kind of world like Mad Max where it's just kind of like craziness, the crazy cars and that kind of thing. There's so much you can do with a universe like that. I'm excited to see what you do. Oh, but with spaceships. All right. Wait, I like your spaceship idea even better, actually, Mr. Hangman. And you build your spaceship. I think that'd be fun. I could see that being a game that people like playing. I could also see that being a game that, there's like booster packs for, like with extra cards and extra like pieces and stuff just to expand on the game. Like that game would have possibilities like that, I feel like. That sounds super cool. I think yeah. Yeah. Well, I hope, Mr. Hangman, that your new game takes off because that sounds like fun. Here we go. Now doing the second layer on this side. Do you think so many layers of paint go into making golden horns? Probably not. All right. And kind of like any assembly process, it's kind of, repetitious, like I just paint one side, then paint the other side. Just keep moving along. Gosh, I have so many horns too that I have cut out off stream that need to be glued together, and I kind of want to do it before it gets too hot. And in the morning times here, it's not too bad to open up my window and work, but it'll eventually become too hot where I can't even do that soon. So, ah. And then once that happens, I'll have to stop all the horn production, and I could paint them inside at least, but any building it'll have to wait until later in the year. That's why I'm trying to also build as many as possible. I did debate today if I build horns rather than paint them, but I really wanted to show the process of these golden horns because I think they turn out so cool. I think it's worth sharing. But next time, maybe tomorrow, we'll see. We'll see. Because I have some paintings I need to get to as well. I think that's fun, Mr. Hangman, that you feel inspired to make a game. And I don't know, I think there's a whole mixture of tabletop games out there. I think there's lots of simple ones which are always fun to play, but I think I think that there's definitely some complicated ones out there that are really fun too. I always like playing the games that are. I went through a phase of playing lots of board games and that kind of stuff. Really? Oh, like Mr. Hangman. Here's a. It looks simple, but it's actually a very complicated game. Have you ever heard of the game Azul? It's it's the same word as like blue in Spanish. Azul. Uh, what did it? Really, you've never heard of Azul? Oh, here you go, Mr. Hangman. Look this game up. You'll like it. It's a tabletop game. Looks super simple, and the rules are simple too. It's. I wish I had it next to me to show, but I don't. Um, you have a board, and it's placements of all these tiles, and you have these little tiles that they kind of look like starbursts, and they're different colors and different patterns, and you can play with 2 people or 4 people. I think maybe even up to 6. I'm not sure. I think up to 6 though, but usually we just play with 4. But you have your little piles of tiles out in front of you, and everyone takes turns taking like 4 tiles at a time, and you have to fill up your board with the tiles, and you earn points the more that you do that. But if you collect too many tiles that you've already filled spaces of, you can't double stack them. It actually forces you to do minus points. So it looks super simple, and at first when I first played my very first round, I was like, oh my god, this game is like so easy, what the heck. And then once I got into it, I was like, wait, this game's very complicated, oh my god. And then I realized I made so many mistakes in the beginning, just like not strategizing which tiles I wanted or what to place, or if someone took the tile pile that I wanted, what was my plan B. And sometimes I would grab up tiles and be like, oh, I only need one in this space, but now I have four extra that just cost me minus points. So, um, I think you would like Azul. Because again, very simple, but also very complicated at the same time. Yeah, there you go. I think that game even won like awards too for being a really good tabletop game. Like, have you? Here's another game that I really like that's also, it seems simple, but it gets complicated the longer you play, is called Carcassonne. It's like exactly like the, I think there's like a French like town or like area that's called Carcassonne. And basically what it is that you um have these tiles with like partial city pieces, partial village pieces, grassland, rivers, and you have to, and roads, and you have to lay out, and you're basically making a map. And whatever you build, you have like these little like colored people that are represent your color, and you have to place your pieces on the board to claim your points. But here's where it's complicated. Other people playing against you, if they put more people on, or their color on, like let's say you're building a city, you lose all those points and they gain all those points. So you're kind of like building this map trying to gather points but also kind of like take it over more than the other players. So I like Carcassonne too. I don't know, I like building things and I like gaining points. That's what I like. And you can like kind of shove people out of there, like if so, they're like building their map and they're like building their city, uh you could hop in and build off their city and start putting your little like people on there and build up, and you could actually kind of, even though this person might be working on this city, if you end up having more people on it, you gain all the points for that and they do not. I like that game. It's a good one. All right, so I think this horn is actually done. Done? Yeah. I know it's not completely solid. Like I would do a fourth layer. Um, but I'm going to be putting metallic on top, and so I think the metallic will end up covering all those like imperfections up, or the not being so same. Thank you, Win. Thank you. Tea today. It's like a hibiscus tea. Yeah, really good. Oh, another uh game I really like, and Win, you'll know this game because we played it at Sabaton with a group of friends, is Coup. And basically you play as like these politicians in a futuristic universe, and it's all about like lying and deceiving, and again a game with really simple rules, but it's like very complicated because you're basically trying to deceive your opponents. And not everyone likes that game because some people get really, really butthurt over the lying aspect, which is understandable. But for me, like, I don't like lying in real life. Like, who likes lying in real life? But this game, it's like, I know it's just a game. Like, it's fine. And sometimes I'm like, ah, you got me, haha. Like, if someone, like, lied really well. Yeah, I'm glad you like Coup. Win. I'm glad you had fun playing that. That was a lot of fun. I like sitting and playing with everyone. That was just pure silliness. Yeah, and I'll definitely be going, same here, when I'll be going to Sabo this year as well. I'm hoping to get a booth. I'm on the wait list right now. Um, but I'm hoping to, I would really, really like to get in. I think it would be a great con to get into. Yeah, that is very true, which I probably will. I'll probably go anyway to Sabo and hang out. All right, yeah, this one's good and solid. This one's gonna dry. Probably gonna do this side and this side. I'll do this side. There we go. Okay, these sides I do need to I need to let this dry a little longer before I do another layer though. I'm almost running out of paint here on my palette. All right, so actually I do have to mix a little bit more paint. Just a little bit more just to finish that off right there. I can't believe I'm almost done with that one side of the horde, and of course I run out of paint. So typical to happen. All right. There we go. Being extra careful not to smudge anything. That's what's so tricky about like these horns is and why I do assembly line them is because it's not like they're not flat objects clearly. Is so I have to be careful about which sides are wet and what I can touch, which I can't. There we go. And I think these are all okay. I'll do this side though. This side could be done. This little batch of yellow that I just made is a little more yellow than the rest, but it's okay. It'll even out once I get the metallics on it. If it didn't have metallic, I would go back and try to adjust it, but since it has the metallic, it'll all honestly look all the same. Not too concerned or worried. I'm really happy with like where these are going, how they're turning out. Just looking so good. Alrighty. And then I'll do this side right here. And that's pretty much, I said I would, you know what? I want to show at least what it looks like with one horn with the gold. So I do want to show that. And then I'll show how I do the oil wash. I know I said I would stop at the halfway point and start the oil wash, but I actually really want to show what it looks like with the gold. And this horn here will be fully dry on all sides for me to do that. Gotta figure out what flowers to pair these with. Not sure. I might have some giant sunflowers left. Maybe. Some giant sunflowers might be really cool. I don't know. I didn't think of that. I'll have to make up as I go. Some of my horns I did. I was like, ooh, these will be pretty with these or these. But then I was like, golden horns. I'm like, what flowers go with golden horns? I'll have to figure that out. Oopsies. Whoopsies, not whoopsies. Aw, thank you, Win. Thank you. Everything's doing good. I'm doing good. You know, since I worked on so hard my Shirako cosplay, I kind of like all business related projects kind of took a back burner for a minute. But I'm ready to like get back to my horns and my ears, and I have so many commissions. I know that I put, like, I told everyone that my commissions, I'm gonna start after Fan Fusion, but they're building up so much, it's actually making me go like, whoa. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna start trickling in some commissions. I'm gonna have to, otherwise I'm gonna be so like backed up. So, which I'm like, I didn't think that was gonna happen. I thought I was gonna have like maybe one or two people waiting on me, but now I'm like, okay. So, but I'm still gonna do like my little like time slot thing where I'm gonna give myself time slot to work on a commission and work on my ears and work on my horns and hopefully balance that out a little bit better. All right. So now I have my palette here. And I'm just going to take the metallic gold paint. Put that aside. And now that this is all, got my matte color here, well, it's slightly glossy, but it's a solid color, fully dry, I'm going to take my metallic paint. And I'm going to put it on here. And I did only one layer of metallic for these horns. The more metallic that I would add, the shinier they would get. So if you're making your own, that's completely up to you how shiny you want your horns to be. Or for any cosplay of whatever metallics you're working with. There we go. See, and then this is what now it's really coming to life, right? At first it looks a little weird with this like weird matte gold yellow that I was painting. But now, coming together with the gold. There we go. See, looking shiny. Pretty, pretty, shiny, shiny. There we are. And then I will let this dry for a minute. And then, that's not dry. Metallics fortunately take not that long to dry. This side's dry though on this little guy. There we go. And I'm just gonna finish up this gold paint that I have in here, and I'll go back to painting these later. But I wanna show the oil wash. Kind of do a little time jump thing. And I kind of want to make more like this. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want... I kind of want to make silver ones like this. I think that would be really cool. I know I made like copper with the with the burnt sienna and like the copper lines, but I think I want to do where they're like this metallic copper completely. And I also have like a bronze, and I have rose gold. There we go. See? Shiny. Alrighty. I will I'll put aside all the acrylic, and now I will show you all how to do the oil wash, or go on that side of things. Yeah, I think these will look really cool. They'll look kind of more tarnished. All right. I do want to leave these here though, because I want them to be able to dry. But I'll bring forward these guys. And also, I know, super shiny, right, Win? Watch, it's gonna change in a minute. Right here. I'm going to I'm gonna go get some, what is it? the burnt umber right here, and that's what I'm gonna use. Now, if you've seen my previous videos, you'll see that I use a lot of turpentine and very little oil paint. Where is my palette knife? There's my palette knife. And all this is like dry now. So I'm just gonna put that there and grab some turpentine and make it like really, really watery. Actually, just so I don't have to stretch. Making it very watery. I actually might want a little more paint. And yes, I have like the big tubes of paint, but that's because I am always painting and I make big paintings, so those big tubes are worth it to me. But if you're just someone who just does the oil wash for like some cosplay props, honestly, the tiny tubes of oil paint will last you a very, very long time. And that's what I would recommend getting. But if you're someone that you're like, oh, I'm interested in oil painting and I want to continue doing that, and you want to do lots and lots of oil paintings, like more professional, the big tubes are the way to go. Trust me. just just rearranging myself. So I have one of my horns right here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dip my brush in oh gosh, this was the wrong one. This was the wrong brush. That's what I was using for my acrylic paints. Whoops. I'm gonna take my brush, I'm gonna dip it into my turpentine. Gonna kind of wet it in. I'll show you. Kind of like wetting it in the paint, getting some more turpentine. I want it pretty watery. And then I just brush it on. And I really want this in the like cracks of, or the grooves of these horns. Put my brush aside. I'm gonna grab a napkin, like a paper towel. And then I rub it in. And I'm kind of rubbing in the oil paint and rubbing it away at the same time, like just shoving it around, moving it. There we go. Yeah, these are looking really cool. Yeah, these are a little tricky to hold sometimes. Like, don't touch any of the sides, but there's only sides to touch. Hey, it's Nacho. Welcome back, Nacho. Hey, look, we're doing an oil wash on these horns. Don't they look cool? Look completely different than when they're all shiny, huh? Yeah, that's true too. When a lot of people, I know some professional artists also really like the ginormous jars of like acrylic paint and stuff. That works too. I personally don't like those because I like to mix all my colors, and so I like to squeeze out and make little like piles on my palette rather than just like grabbing it right from the jar and putting it on the canvas. But that's a personal thing to me. That's nothing like jars of paint are not bad. Yes, I do make little jars when I finish that up, but that's different. That's not buying the jars of paint. But you know what? It works for a lot of artists. It's the way to go for a lot of them. I think you gotta do with what works for you. Oh, you didn't remember. Oh my gosh, that's too funny. That's so funny, Nacho. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think you should, Nacho. I think you should like stream video editing. I find it really fascinating and really cool. Ah, thank you, Win, for getting the unwanted bot. All right, so there we go. I think this looks super cool. Like very cool, very tarnished. So this is the before, and this is the before and after. Two completely different moods, right? I love it though. I like that tarnished look. Some people might like it shiny, but personally, I like it like old and tarnished. Yeah, except I need to make them more like curly. Her horns are more like curly and like a ram horn, which I do have a pattern for, and technically I could make because those horns aren't even primed yet. So I don't know what color I'm going to make them. That's okay, Nacho. Thank you for stopping by. And I'll see you later. Yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying making these horns. These are a lot of fun. I will have to figure out what flowers to pair with these. I'm thinking, uh, I'm thinking maybe greenery. When I did do a big haul of new like spring like flowers and stuff because all I had was fall. But I got like a bunch of greenery and like ferns and vines and stuff. And that might be really pretty. Also, maybe fall leaves would be really pretty with these. Do some fall time ones. There we go. Look how cool. Yeah, I'm super happy with how these horns are looking. They're looking really, really cool. Yeah, just imagine silver ones like these, bronze ones like these. There we go. Now on to the bottom side. Still trying my best not to touch anything. I like the dancing dinosaurs win. That's fun. You know what? I'm gonna get a little bit more. There you guys go. All right. Actually, I'm gonna add a little bit more deeper color in here. I think I just there we go. Isaac. Ah, thank you, Isaac. So you like the oil wash on them? Looking, they're still shiny, but they're just kind of like tarnished looking. They almost don't even look like foam anymore, do they? They look like they should weigh like a lot, but they don't. They're super light. Alrighty, well, these guys actually I think are dry now, probably. I'm just gonna put them off to the side here because I'll go back to them later. We're doing oil wash right now. So I'm gonna put this one aside right here. And I'm going to start now on this one. Gotta find a new way of folding this napkin. Oh my gosh, I'll get so many creative ways to fold napkins and try to use every corner that I can. There we go. There we go. And I'm just kind of like rubbing it in, also rubbing it away, making sure that there's still shiny parts of the oil that show through, but you know, I want some of that tarnish look in there as well. And it's okay if it's not perfect. That's what's so cool about these like kind of gritty paint jobs, is that they don't look completely perfect. And I kind of like that. Kind of like that it's not completely perfect. Also, too, I feel like these oil washes can kind of hide imperfections. I sometimes can be very much a perfectionist. Actually, that's like most of the time. And I would hate for, I don't know, sometimes it just bothers me when I'm like, ah, there's a little nick right there. I don't like it. And this oil wash kind of gives me freedom to make those little imperfections actually look purposeful. Yes, I make little noises as I paint. you. Thank you, Win. That's exactly what I'm going for. There we go. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Gonna add a little bit more turpentine. I think the turpentine has been evaporating pretty fast. It's getting a little too thick. If it's too thick, it doesn't really blend as well. Doesn't run and give the same textures that I'm looking for. It also won't settle into the cracks well enough either. Oh, really, Win? Ha! That's too funny. There we go. What? All right. First set of horns. I think they look very complete. Come on. Yep. I'm super happy with them. They look so cool. I think, yeah, maybe paired with some fall leaves would be really, really pretty. Yeah, I like, yeah, you're right. They're kind of like shiny, not shiny at the same time. I'm actually going to smooth out this edge. It's looking a little too harsh. All right. Here we go. Thank you, Win, for the wings and the dancing dinosaur. I'm gonna put these to a side, and now I have these horns here to do a lovely oil wash on. I don't know about you, but like seeing this next to the ones that have the oil wash now, the just pure shiny ones look so plain. So the base of these horns here, Win, is acrylic, but when I'm doing this wash, this oil wash here, it's oil paint. So I'm doing both. But I'm not mixing the two mediums in the sense that like this acrylic paint's already fully dry. So it's kind of like I'm just painting on a dry surface. It's not like I'm mixing the two paints in a palette. And this napkin's very dirty and it kind of gave a texture I didn't really like, or a gradient I didn't care for too well. Yeah, it is. This is a really good technique for any kind of foam smithing and props, especially like if you want things to look kind of dirty. Be a little richer in these corners here. I think what's my problem is that I didn't cut this deep enough right here, and so it's kind of not settling in. Every time I rub it, it's like kind of rubbing away. There we go. Look at that. Aha! I'm gonna flip it. All these edges. There we go. And almost done with this side. I think, well, these horns here I won't put with flowers. They'll actually be on a headband. I find that these shape horns are, I like them better on the alligator clips than on the headbands. Sometimes the flowers get too big and then you can't see the horns. And I'm like, oh no. They require tiny leaves. Can't put on the big flowers, so. Not saying that they can't be with flowers. They can. They just have to be with like tinier ones because these horns are kind of shallow. we go underneath. And then that's pretty much it. That's how you do an oil wash on these small little horns. Like the little before and after, the difference it makes. I think it's a pretty big difference. It's a pretty impactful difference for such a simple little technique. There we go, just mixing more turpentine. There we go. And then this will be it. So looking at the time, it looks like I'll be able to finish the oil wash on this horn here, and then I'll call it a stream. It's been a good little stream to come back to. I know it felt weird not streaming on Friday. It did. But I'm happy to be back now. I don't know, that's not gonna work. Aww. Well, I'm glad I'm here, Win. That's good. I'm glad I can bring you some positivity. Did I miss any messages? I don't think I did. I'll look back when and see if I missed any messages. I'm sorry. Here, I'll look. One second. There we go. What messages did I miss? Oh, I did. I'm so sorry. When I totally missed all these. I've been focusing. Oh my gosh, could you imagine there's like a horn polishing store where fantasy creatures go to get their horns polished? That'd be funny. Rather than like, yeah, like a barber shop. That'd be cute. Or the barbershop in these fantasy worlds. That's like a service that they do, is to like horn shining. It would be funny for a fantasy series. I like your idea, Win. I think that'd be such a cute little idea, especially like if the story revolved around this little fantasy barber shop and they did do horn shining in there. All the little creatures that would come in and out of the store. I could see it as a some kind of dragon running the shop. There we go. Almost done. Almost done. Oh my gosh. Yes, exactly when. That would be so cute. Yeah, dragon, a little dragon running the shop. They have like an outside patio area too for like their bigger clients, like the really big dragons. I think we've got a whole little story coming along here. There we go. Eee, look at these two. So cute. Yeah, I really like how these two horns turned out. And I will be putting these on alligator clips. That's what we'll go with these ones. But for these horns here, and for these ones here, how can I display them where both can be visible in the viewpoint? Maybe here and here. There we go. Here and here. Yeah, you can both kind of see them. Now, since it is oil paint, I'll have to let them sit there for the rest of the day, probably overnight. to let them dry, nothing touch. Tomorrow I'll see if uh tomorrow I'll see how they are and if they're dry enough. I mean, it's a really thin layer of oil, so it should dry fairly fast. By tomorrow it should be fully dry, but sometimes some areas are slightly thicker, so it takes a little bit extra time. But yeah. And then the gold ones I have sitting over there, I will continue off stream. I don't know, I might work on it tomorrow. I might build some more horns tomorrow. I also have like some commissions I gotta organize as well, so we'll see where those go. But yeah, and also too, I don't want to forget my little accelerator chibis, my fan art that I want to work on. So I have many projects of like possibilities to work on. Aww. Hi Evo Leia, how you doing? I'm glad to hear that you're always lurking, that you're always here. Even though you didn't say anything, I had a feeling you were here. I'm just like, feeling. Oh my gosh. See, I feel like working at a car wash in a fantasy universe would be more like a car, like I almost imagine like those magical flying carriages like being pulled by like Pegasus or something like that. It's more of a carriage wash. Aw, thank you, Win. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed. I'm glad you enjoyed watching and you had fun and you like seeing the process. Yeah, I really wanted to share this process with you guys because I thought you would definitely like it. So thank you. I'm glad you do. Good. I'm glad you're doing good, Evo Leia. Good, good. Yeah, doing pretty good over here. Oh my gosh, after this weekend, I just have so much inspiration to create more art and more cosplays. So I'm very excited to get back to working on my craft. And I have so many ideas, so many inspirations. So lots to share with you all for sure. Oh my gosh, could you imagine a ginormous dragon bath? That'd be cute. When I think you need to write this fantasy story. I think the world sounds very cute so far. Alrighty, well, everyone, this stream was great. It was awesome. It was awesome being back. It was good to see you all. And I'll see you all tomorrow, same time. Not sure what I'll work on. Possibly some horns. Maybe I'll get back to the fan art, but we'll see. Exactly. See you next time, Eva Leia. Alrighty. Bye, everyone. Bye.